Media magician. Noun. One who practices magic alongside or through a chosen medium in order to cause change in conformity with will, usually on a mass scale. One who performs magic through entertainment or information. What does it mean to have been initiated into the inner circle? The most striking detail one may first encounter is that no such initiation ever took place. No secret handshake was learned. No oaths were repeated. Nor were extravagant threats made if one might go against his friends outside of the knowledge of a trust betrayed in a doorway closed. The inner circle is gained through the connectivity to those who compose it. In this way, the honest transaction of friendship reigns, the exchange of personal trust, and the bonds of a shared vision which make two or more bodies of different blood into brothers or sisters in the meme war. These comrades are those who open their homes to each other in the unfortunate event of eviction or in the favorable event of a visit. Those who travel the world together and meet in foreign streets, and those whose pooled ideas are of such a shaken nature that they appear at once as alien thunder to the outside world of gray values. They are those who connect and are connected, weavers of webs in the modern age of scarce apotheosis and fleeting fulfillment. They are the veritable change agents whose vibrant storms are concealed yet shine through piercing eyes to other agents in the encroaching enemy state of consensus reality, blandness, and systematic routine. The official export of the group, heightened experience itself, untrademarkable and selling itself by the nanosecond, immaterial and plain as day, oft-times ridiculous, unapproachable and indigestible to those who don't understand its infantile language, disguised like a bandit out to steal your time, an alchemical reaction of consciousness, Ouroboros and lubricious, livid continuum of explosion and ethereal pyrotechnics, Dionysus spilling wine and dancing drunk on the occipital lobe, wax candles burning at night in the cool wind, a bonfire on an iceberg, anything and everything that excites or soothes, ignites or drenches, violently attracts or repels, or both, and produces that state we call exalted, that sublimity we call fulfillment. The media magician constructs these absurd bombs in the same way he unconsciously manufactures dreams, and he does so to addict the world to himself. Far from being a trendsetter, he deconstructs the meaning and makes its antithesis an overnight sensation. He takes what does not exist and makes it so. Every thought a one-hit wonder. Every creative act a galactic thrust sure to cream the khakis of any paparazzi goon out to capture a spark of unknowable fame in his insect jar. Revolution by adoration. Become the celebrity you deserve. Execute program in substantia. You are born, you receive initial experiential foundations from parents, siblings, and or others. You go to kindergarten, enhanced programming begins. You go to grade school, you go to high school and graduate. You go to college, either directly after or very soon after. Somewhere in between the previous 3 lines, you meet a sexual partner. Sometime after graduation, you get married. The both of you work and get a house or apartment together. Somewhere in between your prescribed careers, you decide to have children. When children are of the appropriate age, you pass along the structure to the next generation, it being the only thing you know, and the cycle begins again. When you put meat through a grinder, there will be slight variations on each piece of sausage caused by random chance, but in the end you're still left with the tube of meat. At first glance, this structure appears to build itself around basic human instinct, not the product of some cultural labyrinth put into place for any clear reason. Though in fact, the only points of human nature it contains are the survival mechanism and the biological need to mate, also known as the survival mechanism of genes. In the end, the structure is built around plain survival alongside the threat of death or failure if it is not adhered to. Conveniently, for the operators of insubstantia, being a world founded on the insubstantial, the myth of scarcity, and the concealment of gnosis, the only options given to those who wish to choose survival over death are corporate ones. The subjugation of the individual to tribal technology cults in need of post-Egypt wage slaves to expand the size of their wallets and their pyramids, which are today called companies. Obviously, we cannot do without some of these pre-programmed events if our desire is to thrive in any way within modernity. And for the most part, that is our parents' desire for us as well. We may play the game half-heartedly, confining our disgust and discontent to the outlets allotted. Go see a film, buy a new video game, work out, drink ourselves numb, and so on. What we can do, rather effectively when the correct resources are won, is break the chain of repetition by offering a new option in the middle of the structure which replaces corporate indoctrination with something else and branches off into a different set completely. This is done in part by fighting fire with fire, and in whole by the creation of addictive difference in the world of media and product, which society uses to stay itself afloat. It involves creating a subculture of media soldiers, of militant artists whose dedication lie in the creation and eventual budding off of a new way of ensuring survival. The sub-society will sustain itself through the mechanisms of the old society, the export of product, entertainment, and media. The sub-society will be immaterial except for the connections between the people who make it up. The sub-society will open its doors to new citizens, young and old, who have grown weary of the pain of insubstantia. It will dive itself into the pop culture of the old system, become a household name, acquire a worldwide fame status, and emerge as a self-sustaining alternative to the corporate cult structure of the past. Eventually, it may even have its own currency, and it will all be done within the laws of the country it grows out from. It will be a cultural insurrection without casualty. The media magician is then the ambassador of a society not yet born. He is on the cusp of the mashing of roles, forever a changeling, artist, magician, activist, and poet. He is a starry-eyed intellectual not afraid to show his teeth. He's got his finger on the magic button. The dream we dream alone is just a dream, but the dream we dream together is reality. He is self-assured and unafraid, an invaluable new breed of polymath with heated resolve and an imagination that could start a fire in a field of ice. He is the madcap laughing at the man on the border. He is the octopus risen,